really should let right.
Ready? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the September 10th meeting of the Metroplex Board of Directors. Beautiful night here in downtown Schenectady to come together. First order of business is approval of the minutes of the July 9th meeting. We took August off as we do every year. So staff remained very, very busy. And as a result, we have a pretty hefty agenda tonight. But the first thing we need to do is approve those minutes from July 9th. Can I have a motion? Sharon, second by Karen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Treasurer's report.
So actuals through August on total income is $7,553,287 on a budget of $8,387,485. There's a $834,000 variance here, which is just a timing issue. The cash and equivalents currently are $9,275,440, and we have undistributed project commitments of $9,112,160. And we have a pre-development balance available of $148,687. And we just had our finance committee meeting, and things are in great shape. So thank you to the team.
Need a motion and a second to accept the treasurer's report. Brad, second by Doc. Any discussion, questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Great. We have a number of projects tonight, as we said. The first one is in the town of Glenville. That's David to summarize.
Yeah, the project is Outage Technology Solutions, OTS, in 2018, a 14,000 square foot industrial building, has some office space as well, was built by Bruno Associates. Their business has changed from production of machinery there to more servicing, and they had looked for a proper owner for the building. OTS, who's from Troy, they do a lot of work with the electrical business, and they have come to agreement to purchase the building, to invest $2.85 million, and is looking for our support. They are looking for a $50,000 grant and an exemption from taxes, sales tax exemption, and a pilot for the facility. Great company, continues to build on some of the momentum we have with GE Vernova Suppliers. That is their business, and the whole airport business park is really looking nice with P1's construction project underway. The new rink is absolutely beautiful. So looking forward to seeing OTS come to town.
Any motion on this? Would you like to make it? Any second, Karen? I want to thank Scott for all his hard work on this. As David said, the airport business park, if you haven't driven through it, you've got to go over the new aviation facility for City of Schenectady is phenomenal. The superpower building looks great. Riva Air Ambulance building looks great. Mid-State Industries has finished their building. The steel's going up for P1 Industries. Two different buildings totaling almost 100,000 square feet. The county ice rink recreational facilities expanded. The C2 design building looks great. The DSM, formerly Fortitech building looks great. The road network, it has a very good appearance. Bruno's built a beautiful building there. As David said, they produced machines, tool equipment that went all over the world from that location. With the uncertainty over tariffs and other things, they've decided to kind of retrofit their business into more of a service model, providing technical assistance in the machine tool sector for customers around the globe. They came to us and said, we want to list our building for sale. We jumped on it, and Scott jumped on it, and we have a company moving over, a fast-growing company. This is our fourth GE Vernova supplier that has moved into the county in the last 24 months. 3 of those were from out of state. It points to the significance of GE Vernova's investment here and the growth in the electric generating side of the business. So we're getting a clustering effect of these companies coming in. Bruno will stay in Glenville. We've shown them a number of properties. We're not ready to announce the new location, but it'll be close. They like to be on that Route 50 corridor. So we think it's going to be a win-win. And it's a modest set of incentives from our perspective, keeps the momentum going at the airport. And the town supports this. And we work closely with the town and the Brunos, and happy to move this forward. Again, can't thank Scott enough for his diligent efforts to get a quality manufacturing company into this building with good jobs. 10 jobs to start, with another 10 to follow. Come over for Troy. Again, that we're very careful not to call on companies out of the counties, but when companies have outgrown their space in another community and they're looking around for space and they contact us through a broker or someone else, we're very aggressive. We get them out there, we show them what we have. We talk to them about the benefits of Schenectady County. We're very proud of our work there. They outgrew their space, and it's a good problem to have. And bank financing is in place, and they hope to close shortly. Any other questions?
Type 2 action for secret too. They mentioned that.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. We stay in Glenville at the business park and a small project with Adirondack Beverage.
Yeah, another successful business park. Ray mentioned that the roadway infrastructure, the airport business park, is in great shape. There needs to be some road work done on the Glenville Tech area, specifically Patton Parkway. So Adirondack Beverage has a lot of activity there. Over 400 people are working in that facility. They occupy over 1 million square feet. So it's just an incredibly busy area. The town of Glenville has a lot of demands to keep the road network up. This is one used primarily by commercial industrial tenants. Adirondack Beverage has sought permission to repave the roadway, Patton Parkway, and has asked for us to support the initiative. The total investment to repave is $74,700. We'd be looking to split the cost, $37,350. So we're seeking your support for a $37,500 grant to Adirondack Beverage, repairs of roads, the type 2 action for secret.
Motion on this one. Thank you. Second, Karen. David said it, 1 million square feet. Adirondack is very busy. This is an innovative public-private partnership where the company is investing in their roads, the public roads that are out their front door. We're helping them with that. We are seeking a longer-term solution. Town Highway Superintendent Tommy Capola is totally supportive of this. Looked at the specs, agrees with this approach, as is the town supervisor. But we've really got some work to do on the roads out there, and it's something that we'll be coming back to you on in a future meeting, where we come up with some innovative financing to help the town. We've created so much new tax base out there, Belgioso cheese and everything else. But the way that the taxes are dispersed, it's the same as you pay as a property owner. The lion's share goes to the school district, a smaller share goes to the county, and the smallest share goes to the town. So as much as the expansions have been very robust and helpful to the school district, the town doesn't always get the amount of money they need. And so we've got to really come up with some clever, partnership approaches to keep that business park growing the way it is. And we've got some deals pending there, which we're going to talk about in a minute. So this is a good effort by Adirondack to step forward with the town's blessing and a little bit of help from us to keep the roads together for now. Any questions? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Stay out in Glenville, and we want to call for a public hearing on potentially a future project with Belgioso.
Yes. So in this office, we only drink Adirondack beverages. If you see there. Last night I made a pizza at home. I had some Belgioso cheese on it. So, it's we're very blessed to have these great companies here in Schenectady. So Belgioso opened their facility on the 40-acre site right next door to Adirondack in 2018, $30 million cheese plant. It's just was, not a better story of taking land that was off the tax rolls, federal land, Metroplex paying a role to be able to acquire it, to make this project happen after significant environmental cleanup. We're looking for your support to hold a public hearing. I know Ray has been working with Empire State Development and Belgioso to see farther investment there. Our support would be over our threshold of $500,000 to support the project. So at this point, we'd like to hold a public hearing and come back to you with more details about the project after we take that initial step to meet the state's timeline and support the project.
A motion, a second on that. Second, Karen. We're in a Belgioso is a national company. They're doing they have 100,000 square foot manufacturing plant here, 120,000 square foot distribution facility. We are talking with them about additional investments here and at their other plant in New York State, and they're considering locations in other states as well. We are being very aggressive. We're getting great support from the governor's office and from Empire State Development. We are trying to get this public hearing on the books and hopefully continue to negotiate with the state and try to bring those investments to New York and to Glenville and to Schenectady County. We'll have more to say about it in a future meeting, but this avoids the need to call you in for a special meeting, to call for a public hearing. We want to at least get it on the books and hopefully continue to move forward with the negotiation. But great employer, very good paying wages. Again, Scott was very involved when we first brought them to the county. They could have gone anywhere on the East Coast, and they've been very happy here with the milk supply, with the quality of the workforce, and it's been a great thing to have them in our community. So happy to answer any other questions you might have. But at this point, we're kind of in a confidential stage. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Staying in Scotia, Glenville. You should chair the meeting tonight.
Yeah.
I love it.
Back to the city ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good though, because we are talking about
Rotating
another
chair.
Glenville project, but this is a company that was established in the city. They have a wonderful facility where they've just put hundreds of thousands of dollars in right at 809 State Street in the heart of Hamilton Hill, Upper State Street, where they employ a lot of people who live and work in that neighborhood. So it's nice to see them continue to make an investment in Schenectady County. So Best Companies, who's owned by Tim McCann. They are looking to purchase the former Schenectady ARC Pine Ridge Industries building, which has sat vacant for a few years now, since the merger from Schenectady ARC with Liberty, I believe it's called. They're looking to utilize the 24,000 square foot building there's some offices in there, and then also using the warehouse space. They have a storage need. They've grown out of their facility at 809 State. They've been renting some temporary space from Scott, worked with them at the Schenectady County Business Center, which we manage on behalf of the county. and this serves their long-term needs. This is a very, very complicated little area. It's on the rail line, but it's all residential properties around it. So, beautiful warehouse space, but you need something that's not going to cause too many externalities for the neighbors that they're going to be upset about. So Tim Invest Companies is looking to make a $1.4 million investment, and that will be about $300,000 for renovation and fit up of the facility. We're looking to support it with a grant of $95,000 and exemption of sales tax, mortgage tax, and a pilot. This property has not been on the tax rolls before, so it's really found tax revenue for the community. Best Company is a great company. They're going to move. You're going to create 15 new jobs over the next 2 years, and I think they're going to move 5 jobs over there immediately. But it's going to continue to enhance their company, expand off their State Street location. The reuse of the facility is again a type 2 action, so seeker is complete.
Great, have a motion. Second by Karen. Well, I thank Scott again. Best Companies, they just bought a chain of cleaners up in the North Country. They have their main processing plant, as David said, in Elton Hill on State Street, where they employ a lot of folks there. They run the cleaning operation out there. They also have a very exciting company that does fire restoration work all around the Northeast. And that business is booming. They also have a logistics company. This will be the headquarters for the restoration company. It'll be offices and warehouse, no big trucks, box trucks. As David said, this factory, if you will, is in the middle of, smack in the middle of a residential area. So we had to be very careful about the right kind of company moving in here. Tim is a very active in the Capital District business community, very well respected. And we got a great reception in Scotia from the neighbors. We have planning board approval. So this is the next major step tonight. There's some good activity in Scotia now with the Glenn Sanders project getting underway. This project filling and creating tax base and jobs, building up off the tax rolls. And so we're really excited to move this one forward. We work very hard to bring the right kind of company in here. It's a company that has strong Schenectady roots, and they love the idea of being over in Scotia and running this. This is a substantial building, 20-some thousand square feet on plus acres. And the ARC business model changed from a workshop setting where they were actually doing industrial work in a facility to having their clients being out in companies working and getting job training on the site. So the whole business model has changed. That's the reason that building became available. And again, it's right in the middle of a residential neighborhood. So we had to really find the right company, but we're excited about this. The village is totally supportive. The mayor is very excited about this, as are the trustees. They came out to the planning board meeting to support it. We had a unanimous vote from the planning board. So really excited to move this one forward. Happy to answer any other questions. Scotia Glen Bill 9. All those in favor? Say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Come back downtown finally to the Wedgeway buildings with an update on the food co-op in State December.
All of us who live or work downtown need a place to buy our Adirondack beverages and our Belgioso cheese. So I think everyone is familiar with the efforts of the Electric City Co-op. They were founded in 2013. The mission to create a community-owned grocery store and provide healthy and local food. They've have over 1,000 members, and for the past 5 years, they've been seeking a permanent location. We're happy to say that we've helped them find that permanent location in the new, the renovation of the historic Wedgeway and State Theater building, $17+ million of redevelopment there. With that building, the historic wing of that has been completed, the upper floors, and they're happy tenants there. They're working to finish the new construction right now, but really has been transformational for Lower State Street and that corner. This project involves a grant in the amount of $135,000 to help get the project jump started with some pre-development expenses, helping them to get the design work underway, and then providing some 6 months of lease payments. Again, all in an effort to get this thing moving. With the help of our team here, Sue Lombardi, our grant writer, we helped secure a $2.5 million New York State Food Access Expansion Grant. The city and county have each supported this initiative with some ARPA funding. That money comes with a few hoops to jump through, which we know how to do that, and we'll continue to help them. But again, this funding will allow them to move forward with Cass Hill to get the designs completed and then get through the whole NEPA process as well. Type 2 action, routine and continued agency administration. We're just, again, helping support plans. The project overall went through an extensive secret review in earlier when we provided our initial support for it. We're happy to get some of the DRI funds that were allocated to the Wedgeway building previously. They just came through so we could help the developer move the project forward just last week. And y'all did a terrific job working with the state to secure those funds. And this will be the next step. So again, everyone living and working downtown, really excited to have access to this kind of establishment.
A motion on this, Karen, seconded by Brad. I want to thank Scott for all his help. We got 6.1 million in grant money that we're going through the final stages of processing all the paperwork that you know comes with these grants. And so to hit the ground running with this project, we decided let's advance. The risk is very small because we have 6.1 committed to, as David said, pre-development, get the final design done so that once these grant requirements are met, they can sign a lease and move in and get going. So that's what we're doing tonight. It's a very modest. This is a great example of us using OPM, other people's money, leveraging. We haven't put any money into this project at this point, but when we really helped do the legwork to get the grants and get the state grant, which was a huge win that really put this project over the top. So this is a modest expenditure for our part, just to kind of transition them into the building. Once the grant dollars are coming in, they'll be set.
Time frame. What are you thinking?
The big obstacle right now is not an obstacle. The city is working through the NEPA approvals that are needed for the ARPA money, the federal money that the city put into the project. They have a consultant that they've hired to complete the NEPA paperwork, all the design, some of the, we've done all of our parts on that. I think we're looking at 30, 45, 60 days for that project, that NEPA approval to come in. At that point, the lease can be signed and we can move forward.
Okay.
So really the last big hurdle is NEPA, which is the National Environmental Policy Act, which is this federal equivalent of the secret process. It's the environmental impact of that process that you have to go through for federal grants.
Okay. Good.
Any other questions?
Light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. I know it's been a long road.
Been a long road.
A lot of work. Great team. Again, Danielle did a great job. The paperwork to process the state funding for Wedgeway has come through. So thank you for that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next, we go to two properties that are public properties in the city. And statement that we sent on this.
Yeah, and Ray always talks, and we subscribe to the momentum business here, right? And so we're allowed to get the food co-op started by creating some momentum here, and then sometimes patience is something that we try our hardest to be patient. There are other projects where we are patient. We work closely to try to come up with something that works to remove problems in our community. And if patience doesn't pay off, and if people aren't willing to cooperate, the city does have the ability to take some additional actions to, force a positive action for the community. So there are, it's really three properties here, 427 and 429 Liberty Street. They're the two properties that are adjacent to Tar Kitchen on the left side. And then there's 1627 Eastern Parkway. That's right next to the former Fireside restaurant, which has been announced that they plan to reopen. It's something that the city IDA, again, we had a problem property. Nothing was happening. We always go in and try to cooperate and encourage positive redevelopment. In that situation, we purchased that property and was able to find a better use for it, which is saving it and renovating a institution that people really care about. No luck with these three properties, and we're asking for your support to commence the eminent domain procedure. The first action with the EDPL is the acronym for it, is to call for a public hearing, and with that we also need to set the fair market value, and that is getting an appraisal. So I'll let Ray discuss more his feelings about this, but I just want to draw your attention to that combining these properties have resulted in approximately 240 calls for emergency services in a 5-year span. These are problem properties. We've heard it from businesses downtown.
Yeah.
I pulled it up just so everybody knows.
yeah,
I mean,
and
this is the worst of the worst on Eastford, and he's going to renovate the fireside shop. We need to
Yeah.
do something. This building right next door looks like it needs to be condemned.
So we need a motion in a second. Karen,
So moved.
second. Sharon. Give you some background. So this woman from New Jersey owns it. She's been here a couple of times, although we know she's been cited by the city. The city has hauled her into court. Some people say this is just a code enforcement issue, but not really, because you cite these people, you bring them into court, and she's made like 1 or 2 minor repairs, trying to delay the court process. The city's been very aggressive. I've spoken to her. I'm like, she lives in Jersey City. She has a beautiful view of the water. She lives a great lifestyle down there, and she neglects the property here. She poses. We've had squatters in this building. She puts policemen and firemen and women at risk because of her horrible stewardship of this property. The roof is collapsing. Someone could get hurt in this building. It's right across from the biggest and most important grocery store in the community. And we want to make sure that store stays strong. And you're probably the owner of that store, and you're looking out and seeing this blighted building. That's not something that invites people to come and visit that grocery store. We're getting the fireside next door cleaned up. But again, this is an uncaring, just like the fireside owner. The fireside owner of Long Island never came here, never visited, never spent a dime. And yeah, sure, let people break in, let the police handle it, let the firemen and women handle it. It's just unfair. And then the costs escalate. These buildings are taxed at a very low rate because they have a very low assessment. And yet there are dozens and dozens of fire and police calls, which cost the city a fortune. And we try. We have been very patient. We've said, we'll work with you. We'll help you with contractors. And when we get no response after months and months and years in cases of trying, we have to get to this point where we're saying those decisions about these properties, the decisions about the future of these properties are going to go into the community's hands, not your uncaring, unthinking, out of town, terrible attitude people. We want to reclaim. We basically said the message: we're not going to tolerate these terrible out of town landlords who buy and hold and do nothing. So we're really encouraging this other one on Liberty Street. There's three different buildings, right?
Just
2 different
that.
buildings, but there's 3 storefronts, aren't there, or 2?
Yeah, it's two.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. They're in horrible shape. You go by on garbage day, there's huge piles of garbage. Nobody's complying with the new garbage regulations of the city. There's police calls. There's drug activity. There's all kinds of untoward things going on. Then again, we talk to the owner who comes here intermittently from out of town, and nothing ever changes. Nothing ever changes. We've been very patient, and it's just enough. This, they are just bad landlords and people that really don't deserve to be owning buildings because they're not good at keeping them up and being good stewards of them, and they have no relationship to our community. They're out-of-town investors who thought they'd make a quick bundle by buying something cheap and then, deciding to sit on it and not do anything because they get involved with other parts of their lives, So I want to thank Scott for all his hard work. We work with brokers, and sometimes, like on Farside, we finally convinced the guy from Long Island to do the right thing and sell it, and we have a project there now. But in other cases, no matter what we do, we can't convince these people to take action. So we ask for your support tonight of this resolution to start the process of eminent domain and call for a public hearing. Happy to answer any other questions.
Thank you.
We have to.
Yeah, I just, it's very frustrating to drive by that, especially when you know Fireside is gonna get redone. Because this building is literally falling down. I don't even think there's a roof on it. I can't get a picture of the roof.
The roof is in collapse and there's some minor repairs were made there again to stave off the latest prosecution by the city, legal staff and codes enforcement. And, we have great neighbors like Sharon Coppola, who used to run the planning board, driving by this every day, calling us and saying, Sharon, we're working on it. This woman they'll go for months where we will call 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times to these people before we even get an answer, and that's disrespectful to us and our time. So we've given them every possible chance to become good actors and good citizens of our community, and they don't. They just don't move forward. So I'm especially concerned about the police and fire risk on these buildings. It's just incredible. So any other questions? Seeing none, we'll move the resolution 1849-25. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next to a happier topic of some positive changes with our parking contract and some agreements we have with the city. And last day has been very intimately involved with this. And Tony, explain what's going on with our parking contract.
Yeah, Tonya has done such a tremendous job with helping with the parking system, from paying the bills to going out and walking the lots, making sure they're clean and neat, and really working with our team here at LAS to ensure people have the best experience when they're downtown. The last time that we did RFP for parking was in 2018. LAS Parking has been our parking operator since we took over the parking system in 2005. After a 5-year period and 2 years of extension, we felt it was perfect to go back out. Their contract ends at the end of this year. We did seek responses from multiple providers. We sent it to 7 different providers for both parking management, property management services, and parking technology. LAS was the only one that responded to the parking management. I think they're a hard team to compete with, and people know that. We did seek responses from those who chose not to participate, and that's kind of what we heard, is that LAS does a great job. And then we received 2 responses for payment technology. The actions here would be, after speaking to the Finance Committee and making the recommendation, we'd like to authorize an award to LAS Parking in New York, New Jersey to continue to be our parking manager. They've taken over considerable activities for us. We used to have additional outside landscapers. They brought that in-house. They're efficient. We really put a lot on them a few years ago, and they've delivered in every way that we've asked, from their customer service to their ability to learn how to prune bushes appropriately. And we really thank them a lot for their investment here in Schenectady. A lot of the terms stay the same. We've made some improvements over the past years that we'll continue. They also, you'll see a beautiful new sweeper out there. They invested in a sweeper, which we used to have outside contractors do. And again, I just can't thank them enough for continuing their commitment to Schenectady here and being a great part of the team. The other piece of this is a new payment technology. We've heard people, and this is an important piece of it, to offer this ability to pay with your phone. More and more people are enjoying it. But the system that we had in place did require some additional steps. You had to download an app. You had to remember what zone you're in. The technology's improved since we implemented that 5 years ago. LAS has their own mobile payment system. We evaluated Passport, our current provider, and LAS's system, and we're making the recommendation to move forward with that. It's more efficient. It's easier for folks to use. There's a text to pay option. You take your camera out and just do a QR code. You do Apple Pay. It really is a nice model, and it broadens and supports the relationship with LAS. So again, 1850-25 is to enter into contract with LAS to continue the services. 1851-25 is to enter into the parking agreement with the city of Schenectady. I was at city council earlier last week. I don't remember at this point. I was at city council at one point last week. Talked about this change, explained how we could implement this on street as we already do for Passport. And there was a general support for it. So we'll again enter into a parking services agreement, not intermunicipal, called parking services agreement, to continue to provide this one provider experience for people who come downtown. So if you're you find that you want to park off street, you feel more comfortable, it's the same system as if you're going and parking on street. And again, all other payment technology is out there, the pay stations, if you choose to use those will all continue. And it will just be fresh new signage, easier for consumers, and again, more economically efficient and better for our team.
Motion on this, Karen, second by Karen. Let's talk about parking for a minute, how we got into this. I think it's, Sharon knows the history. The city was in financial distress when it came in 2004. We agreed to take over the debt on the parking garage, which was about $4 million, and run the municipal parking garage. The city previously, and for those of you that live in the city or know people in the city and talk about Metroplex with them, remind them that the city used to lose $1 million a year on parking. And one of the former mayors, who's no longer around, hired his son-in-law to run the parking garage because, and asked what his qualifications were. He said he was a good bowler. And that's one of my favorite stories about the old regimes in Schenectady. Short order, we took over the garage. We also made a decision to take over the surface lots as well, so we'd have a coordinated system. We brought in they're in 688 cities in 44 states in 8 provinces. You have a professional, not someone who's a good bowler. And we run a great system. We invested heavily in the garage. We invested heavily in the lots. I remember asking Jamie year after year, when can we say we're breaking even on parking? We're getting to that point now. David's done a great job. Jamie did a great job. But we had to invest heavily. Antonia, we had to invest heavily in these lots. They look great. They're landscaped. They're fenced. They're professionally run. They're managed. David was in front of the city council pointing out that the city could easily go their own way if they want to do their own RFP. But there's a risk then. And again, we handle all the accounting for them. We handle all the payments to them. We don't charge them any service charges, and they benefit from that. If they had their own system, we'd have the risk of people having 2 different systems downtown, which we don't think is good for downtown.
No.
So the city council was very supportive. And I think they're going to come back and
Yeah, they asked that we put the contract together, so I wanted to get the approval of our board, and we'll get a model contract. So that
started with them. We're here tonight, and then we'll go back to city council to make sure that we have this coordinated system. This is good procurement policy here too. We went out to the market, we tested the market, we ran an RFP, and Laz was through a competitive process, was selected. We're very excited. If someone is tech phobic as I am, that you can now don't have to download an app. You can simply scan the QR code. Even I know what a QR code is, so this is progress. And take a picture of your QR code, and you're in. And we'll be rolling this system out and promoting it the next few weeks and months with our Park Schenectady web, other means. But we've come a long way. Parking, you have to have parking in a downtown to be a successful downtown, and we have a professional operator and a great team. And again, want to thank David, Tonya, everyone involved on the Metroplex side and our partnership Laz. They do a great job. So we're pleased to bring this forward tonight. It's the other thing is with this new technology, the administrative cost that Laz charges us actually goes down. So we get to keep more of the parking revenue. So does the city. And it's really a win-win-win. Any other questions, comments? I want to thank everyone that's involved. I've done nothing to help on this. I can
You know what a QR code is?
Yeah, that's amazing. But we've really come a long way. Sharon remembers those days.
I do.
And it was, just if you know people who live in the city, and sometimes they say, well, what has Metroplex done lately? Say, listen, just the fact that we run the parking system and save the city that time and staff and cost is very, very significant. And we've done a good job with it as well. So happy to move this forward. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We'll count both of those
So
resolutions.
Sharon and Karen, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll combine those and handle them as one. I don't see anyone from the public here tonight, so we'll close public comment. Any board comment on any matters of interest? Our next meeting is October 10th, I believe, right? Can somebody fill that date out so we can get it on the calendar?
Sorry, 8th, but let's just say October 8th.
8th.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. 8th, on Wednesday, the 8th. So it's fairly early in October. You can mark your calendars. We'll get an RSVP out to you. And thanks for coming down. It's a beautiful night. Enjoy the rest of the night. And thanks for your support. All those in favor saying we're adjourned, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you. Did it, we're done? Does anyone want to